What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Taste Tuesday on Taste Loop Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. My name's Seth.
I'm Josh.
And, yeah, it's just us two, kind of like in the old days.
Back to the roots, baby.
Chevy is doing some shit, and Chris is also doing some shit. So it's going to be us, which is great because we have 5 topics to talk about, so we'll be able to go through them a little faster than normal. But also, real quick reminder to play Battlefield 1 this month. I haven't fucking touched it yet, admittedly. Gonna do it. I was supposed to do it this weekend. Didn't fucking touch it. You also haven't fucked around with it. Nobody's touched it. So it's our game of the month, but nobody's playing it. And then we're gonna though. And for Plus Club next week, play Tearaway Unfolded and Disc Jam, both offered for free on PlayStation Plus right now. Make sure to download those, play them, come back next week, and we'll talk about what we thought of them and let us know what you thought of them. But with that, let's get into the news. So our first bit of news, The Evil Within 2 might have been leaked. According to NeoGAF, there is a Japanese job listing for a Psycho Break 2, which is the name of Evil Within over in Japan, Psycho Break. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to it. Aside from there's been small hints dropped here or there. Apparently, a lot of people were divisive on the original game. Did you ever play it?
Fuck no. I honestly have zero idea what the game is even about. Like, just completely was never on the radar.
It's it was a survival horror game going kind of back to Resident Evil's roots. It was made by Shinji Mikami, who made I think the original Resident Evil and shit like that. I played it. I thought it was actually pretty cool. It reminded me a lot of Resident Evil 4 and the whole third-person shooter thing. Jumping into this, I think this is really kind of surprising for me. This is a game I did not think was going to get a sequel. I didn't hear anybody play it or talk about it. You didn't play it. You're like, fuck no. But I played it. I thought it was neat. My big problem with it, I played on PC, and it had this weird thing where its aspect ratio, no matter what, was fucked. So you always had these huge black bars, so you didn't have a whole lot of area to play in. That's the reason I stopped playing it. But other than that, it was cool. Dealt a lot with psychological shit. You'd always be in like this old mental ward, and then you go out to these areas and fight essentially what reminds me of like Resident Evil 4 dudes with like chainsaws and shit. It's pretty neat. I liked it. There's a lot of hiding mechanics in it. What do you think about a sequel?
So it's good to get sequels to games. I mean, fuck it. I mean, more games. I mean, if people enjoyed it, hopefully it gets a lot of support. I mean, why not? I mean, like I said, I have no opinion on the game, but as for sequels, cool. I mean,
yeah, no, it's good to see. Good to see it was successful enough, I guess, if they're making a second one. But again, speculation. It's probably happening though. It seems pretty likely. Yeah, second bit of news.
Second bit of news. So Ubisoft is handing out bans in For Honor for what they're calling AFK farming, and For Honor actually has a system where, of course, if you're AFK, it'll kick you. But what people have been doing is tying rubber bands around their analog sticks or any sort of trick that we've all used, back in the day or anything like that.
Oblivion, baby.
Yeah, and so their character's currently moving, which is tricking the system, which is giving them end game rewards, even though they're not doing jack shit. They're still getting EXP for finishing the match and stuff like that. So Ubisoft has handed out 1,600 3-day bans for people who have been obviously trying to break the system. And then another 4,000 accounts have gotten warnings for people they suspect. So they're not handing down anything permanent yet, but if it keeps happening, I mean, it could happen. I mean, stop breaking the system, dickhead, and play the fucking game. Like,
see, when I originally heard about this, I thought there was like a hack or something going on. But now that you're just telling me it's that, like that's easily tracked. You could literally look at like how a person played their match, and if they're just running in one direction for the duration of the match, I think it's pretty obvious. That's just really fucking lame. But at the same time, it makes sense to me. Like apparently the game, this is a little judgmental, but like apparently the game's not like keeping people's interest too well if they're fucking just doing that. Like, they don't even want to play it. They just want to fucking get that experience.
But speaking on to that level, Overwatch has over, I think it sold 20 million copies recently. And they're suffering from AFK farming, too. They've actually taken steps to wipe it out. They've actually changed how their game modes have fucking worked.
It's just funny because there's always been instances where somebody joins a game and they and you know they don't play and people start bitching at them or whatever. But like it's rare. It's weird to hear people using it as a method to farm like widespread. It's nothing new, but in the aspect of like that many people doing it, it's fucking insane. I'm really surprised it doesn't have a system that kicks people out.
Yeah, well, like I said, if you're not moving, then yeah, it's like a Call of Duty or anything like that. Or if you're
But it should still look for like you doing one
same
action
input.
Because regardless, even if you are holding the controller and you're just doing the same thing, like just pressing jump or whatever, and you're actually playing, you're not playing the game. You're just wasting a spot that someone could use while they're playing the game, or that could actually be playing the game.
Yeah, I think eventually they'll find ways to track something like that.
That's the way. That's the way right there.
And yeah, just
someone does the same fucking thing for the duration of the match, kick them out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously if their inputs are more than 2 buttons, you know, then they're like running in and fighting stuff, hopefully, or something like that. But for the duration of the match too, like you can time whenever they're inputting, you know, controller functions. So I mean, if fucking left is held for 3 minutes, there's a problem there. So yeah, so I don't think it should be that hard to track, and I'm glad they are, you know, trying to hand out some sort of warning or ban for it.
It just ruins the experience for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And if For Honor supposedly, like you said, has been not really keeping people's interest, that's the kind of last thing they want is less people to play their game.
Yeah, it just sucks that the game hasn't been out that long and people are already passively leveling up in the game. Obviously, they have interest to keep playing because they want those EXP rewards and shit, but at the same time, they're not really going about the means of actually playing the game. They're going off and doing other things and fucking up the experience for other people.
And with something like that, I think it's more of like a, they want like for example, like the golden gun or something like that. Like really just to have it, and which is kind of dumb to me because who gives a shit?
Have what?
You know, like end game cosmetics, because that's what For Honor has, is a bunch of end game shit that you can get with points and experience and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they don't want to work for it.
I know, and but like at the same time, like whenever I see someone with like the golden gun or the crazy skin or something like that, I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's just that. Who gives a shit?
They do.
I know. It's just the peacocking is dumb, and when you use such a shitty way to do it, it's even worse.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that they're looking into it. I'm glad that they're doing something about it because this just fucks other people over. And yeah, I'm glad it's only like a 3-day ban because that's enough to go, oh, fuck, I can't play for 3 days, which sucks. But at the same time, it's not like getting rid of them. Hopefully, if they're repeat offenders, they'll do something about it. But there's just more bullshit, more people doing stupid shit in games because they don't want to fucking play like everybody else.
I remember I was pissed at Call of Duty that one time because it banned me for the day. I remember fucking playing that one time.
What'd you do?
I think my Xbox Live profile had something offensive in it, and a lot of people reported me. So I guess that wasn't fucking Activision's fault. That was my fault.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, being banned sucks.
Yeah, I got banned from Reddit for 3 days for posting videos of this channel on there while trying to get a discussion going. People are like, shame or self-promotion? I'm like, everything on here is self-promotion, motherfucker. You post a GIF of something you did in a game, it's self-promotion. You're trying to get something. Everybody's trying to get something. With that, stop fucking around in For Honor. Third bit of news. Outlast 2 is banned in Australia. In Australia. Big fucking surprise. But actually for a pretty crazy thing. Apparently it's a sexually aggressive scene in the game. Spoiler alert, if you don't want to know anything about something that happens in Outlast 2, skip ahead like 30 seconds. But apparently there's a scene in the game where you find your wife, she's naked, she's chained up or whatever. And there's people like getting fucked everywhere and fucking, and I guess you get raped.
Yeah, the main character gets raped by a bare-breasted gray woman.
Yeah. So pretty fucked up shit. What do you think about Australia banning this? Yeah. And about the scene in general.
The scene in general is kind of whatever. Outlast always tried hard to kind of give you that weird shock factor. To me, this doesn't seem like it's any different. it is a little bit step beyond. But as for Australia being kind of pussies when it comes to violence in video games, you need to recalculate your system, man, because anything like Grand Theft Auto's fucking was banned there for a long time, and anything that's minorly violent at all is just gone. So that I think it's almost time to relook at those qualifications, and
But they made the qualifications. Why would they relook at it?
I don't know. Maybe they're using something that was like maybe based on like movies back in the day or something like that. I don't know.
These rules came up in like the 2000s.
Oh well, and then
that's just what they do.
On the other part though too, their rating system doesn't go to adult. It does, but it goes from 15 and up, not 18 and up. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking that plays a big part in their
they ban games system. Like this, so they don't need an adult rating system.
Well, I know, but I'm thinking that's what makes it a issue, because of course adult games is a death sentence. Nothing survives with the AO rating. Mm-hmm. And I would think the same there. But they don't have like that middle ground between
they don't even have
15 and
mature games.
AO plus or whatever the fuck it's called there. So I personally think, they're going to do what they're going to do. I'm getting tired of hearing about games banned in fucking Australia, because it's kind of just the thing now. If it's violent, it's probably going to get banned there. My opinion really doesn't matter, but
so yeah, Outlast 2, just like Outlast 1, it sounds a lot like the first one. The first game actually, you say it's shock factor, and it is a little bit, but I was actually impressed with Outlast in one factor, because this sounds weird, but it's like the first time I've seen dicks in a game, one of the first times, and it blew my mind, because you see nudity, especially females in games all the time, but seeing a dude naked, I wasn't like, whoa, cool, like dicks, but I was like, oh, cool, like they don't care about that aspect. There also is a scene in the game where a dude is either fucking a dead body or fucking another dude, I don't remember. And you go up there and this guy looks at you and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, you're sick. He's like, stop watching this. And I was like, wow, this game's fucked up. Mm-hmm. So this just sounds like they're up in the ante or whatever, and it's whatever. It does sound like a disturbing scene for sure, and that's what they're going for. I'm sure it'll be fucking crazy, and it's really interesting to see video games, the video game medium, tackle shit like this. Hopefully they do it in a way that's not too fucked up, though, because the idea of getting raped in a game is kind of fucking crazy. I'm not sure how that's going to go about. As for Australia is just one of those countries that has crazy censorship laws where the government thinks that they should be able to tell adults what they can and can't see and do, and I have a huge problem with that. Just like here, we got a lot of things I think we should be able to do that the government tells us we can't, but we're a lot more relaxed on that than Australia. Australia's notorious for their censorship laws, and this is just another game. If there's any game that's going to get fucking banned, it's this one, because they ban criminal shit, drug use, violence. They don't think adults can handle this shit because the government's fucked, and I don't agree with that. I think it's stupid. I think adults there should be able to play whatever the fuck they want. And they will, because they'll fucking buy it from somewhere else and they'll import it. But as for this, kind of makes me want to play Outlast 2 a little bit more, just because if it's that fucked up that it got banned, not that I'm into like gore porn and shit, but like it makes me curious.
It's interesting more often than not, because like it's not like, ooh, I'm excited to get raped. It's more like,
I hope not.
I'm curious on see how far they do push the envelope when it comes to stuff like that, how far it actually goes. Because I remember Grand Theft Auto 5, it was like, ooh, the torture scene, the fucking where you're Trevor. I was like, you smash him with a sledgehammer once or twice. I'm like, dude, this isn't shit. And like,
yeah, it was. Torture's fucked, but it was so comical and light.
Yeah, I was pretty blown out.
It's like when you hear 50 Shades of Grey as a BDSM movie, and it's like the guy's just like,
yeah,
and she's fucking, what the fuck are you doing? It's like he didn't do anything.
Yeah. So like, hopefully you're right. The medium doesn't blow this way out of the fucking water, or we don't get a whole lot of backlash from very anti-rape groups or anything like that.
All groups should be anti-rape.
Oh yeah. Like super.
Somebody's gonna get offended. It just depends on how offended.
So yeah, I kind of want to play it. I've never really got whole far in the first one just because I was kind of bored.
Beat the first one. I really enjoy it.
This one I might try. I mean, you played the beta, didn't you?
Yeah.
And,
it's interesting.
Yeah, in fact, that's in our catalog, so go check that out.
Oh yeah, the video. Go check that out. But yeah, Australia, your censorship laws suck.
Yeah. Get together. So the CEO of Telltale, who's been at Telltale for
it's cool.
Kevin Brunner, the CEO of Telltale, is leaving Telltale Games due to, as he puts it, aggressive growth. He sent a memo out saying that we've grown aggressively since Telltale's inception. Now Telltale is bigger than I ever dreamed it would be. There are many possible futures for Telltale, and all of them are exciting and uniquely challenging. The time has come to pass the reins to someone that can better drive Telltale to the next level and realize all the potential that is here. Look, I think he was CEO for 2 years because he stepped in 2015. That was when all the Walking Dead shit was happening.
So he's barely been there.
Yeah, and Telltale, he's right, has grown exponentially. I mean, they did the Game of Thrones games.
What haven't they done at this point?
Yeah,
they got more games lined up.
Yeah, and they're kicking out episodes for all their current games now. So to me, it just sounds like he really enjoyed the small scale of it, but once it got to the point where he's like, oh fuck, now this is actually going to be like a lot of work to keep this company going. He was like, I don't want to do this anymore. There could be more to it than that, but the size and scale of a massive company now did get to him, obviously.
Well, I know how, like, I mean, I'm sure they're pretty big, but, like, it definitely is, like, they went from making, like, 4 different games to now they probably got, like, 20 something because fucking they literally have, like, don't they have a Marvel game coming out? And they got fucking everything that's having, like, a second one, a third one. Like, fucking, I'm sure they'll have a new Minecraft one. They'll have a new
Batman.
I mean, like, he probably did join under the impression that he was kind of working like into kind of an indie development feel, and this probably came under discussion too because he probably is having problems managing all of this, or maybe it's stressing him out. Maybe he doesn't have a whole lot of time at home with his family or whatever, so maybe he's just like, somebody else can do this better than I can, which is respectable and responsible for him to do. I'm curious on what he'll do after this. But if he's only been there for like 2 years, it sounds like he just kind of got in over his head. Because it doesn't sound like he's been there for a long time. Doesn't seem like I mean, I'm sure he's passionate, but like, this isn't like, they're going to suffer from it. He was just kind of looking over, and now he's like, too much.
Yeah, maybe that could have been like a thing too. Maybe the too much thing was just like kind of a way of saying like, another way of saying like, I'm not doing enough. Like, I want to be more important, and because like
maybe
you're right. Because now he was just kind of just coasting. That's what it kind of seemed like. It's just like, or maybe he actually decided that they were like, you have to do some fucking work, man, and like, and now
he's doing plenty of work.
Well, yeah, but like, but now that you're right, their workload has been fucking dropped, and then. You're right. He doesn't have time at home, time with his kids, time with fucking family, time with.
I just literally think that he joined
shitloads of.
He joined with. I mean, in 2 years they've fucking grown so much that like it's a different company now. He probably doesn't want to run this. He didn't come into it think it was going to be like this. I mean, I personally worked for a company that saw exponential growth in 1 year from when I started to when around I fucking walked out, and it fucking made shit hectic as fuck because. I think production went up by like 25-30%, and there was enough people. They want to hire new people. Fuck, there's too much shit to do and not enough people to do it. So like he probably just doesn't want to fucking. He's not choosing the money. He's choosing his fucking life.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But this is all speculation. I think it's really interesting that he only was there for 2 years, but I'm pretty sure that's probably the reason somewhere in there.
He'll land on his feet, hopefully somewhere.
But somebody else will take over, and I don't think it's going to affect their games at all. I think it's going to be about the same. He's probably just managing it all anyway. Any last words on that?
No.
All right. Last bit of news. No. Nintendo is doubling their production of the Switch. Originally, they were going to be making another 8 million of the fuckers, and now they're upping it to 16 million. They said they actually were not making a lot, and this is a fucking lie, but they said they weren't making a lot because the Wii U in total sold 13 million units, which is fucking nuts because they already are passing that with the Switch. So we're getting more Switches. We're getting double the amount that they were going to put out. What do you think about them getting their shit together?
Oh, I think this is a fucking long time coming. They should have done that a long time ago. Well, it's the same thing with the fucking. I know, it's the same thing with the NES. That console,
the mini one,
the mini console. Like, dude, fucking. Obviously, people want it. You know it's gonna sell. There's buzz about it. There was lots of hype. Same with the Switch. Get your shit in order and just fucking have the stock, man. People want it. Fucking let them buy it. And I do understand it's like a fucking. You don't want to make 16 million and sell 12, like the Wii or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, there's math there. There's some sort of analytical graph you can look at and be like, oh, well, the fucking Switch sold this much.
Well, any company making anything has projections before it. They're normally pretty accurate. So I mean, it's stupid that Nintendo is pretending like they didn't know it was going to sell this well because of the hype and because of the numbers. Every company knows this shit. And this is not the first time, not the second time or third time, fourth time Nintendo's done this. Nintendo's notorious. We've talked about it before many times about not making enough of something, and then people are talking about it. Oh, I want one, but I couldn't get one. The demand's so fucking high, and then they sell them again. I think it's their way of creating hype for themselves, and there's already hype. We saw this with the 64. We saw it with the Wii. We saw it with not the Wii U because those things were fucking available. We can't get them now. The Switch, the fucking NES Mini. They're notorious for this shit. So this is just another time they're doing that. I think it's fucking impossible that they thought that they weren't going to sell enough of these.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, Tom. I don't understand how fucking they don't think that either.
Yeah. But yeah, so for me, them doubling it just seems like this is probably what the production should have been in the first place. I think now that they have gotten the hype going, now they can sell them at a reasonable rate, and I think you're going to be able to find them a lot easier from now on.
Hopefully.
Oh, I guarantee it.
It's not that I'm in the fucking market, but...
Well, already a shitload of people already bought them. If they're doubling the production, that means double the amount of people who already own them. We're going to be able to own even more of them. It's typical Nintendo shit.
I just hope they come out with more games.
They will.
I mean, that's a stupid thing to say, but like... Because eventually they will. Off. But like, their starting lineup was kind of fucking the worst. Except for Breath of the Wild. Perfect 10 masterpiece.
Best game ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Which I need to play more of. But yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty good starting lineup, though. Like, comparatively to other games. I mean, PS2's starting lineup was fucking awful.
Didn't they have one good, like, console exclusive, though?
No.
Really? I need to go look at that.
DOA 2, which is the game I bought for PS2. First week it came out. Fantavision, which is a bullshit fucking firework game. I think Smuggler's Run.
I bought Smuggler's Run.
Which was just a driving game.
You learn from the cops, dog.
Yeah. And then and then like two other games. It was horrible. One sports game, something else. It was a horrible fucking start. DOA 2 is awesome, but it's not a console seller. Whereas Zelda is, but yeah, what else did they release? Nothing fucking.
Yeah, like Super Barman R and fucking Shovel Knight. There's a couple other games, but I mean, other than that, there's a whole bucket of no one gives a fuck, except for Zelda.
Whole bucket, no gives a fuck. I think that's going to do it for this episode of Taste Tuesday, though. Thanks for watching us. Make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr and Twitter, Tasty Loot Gaming. Check me out on Twitch, Sleep Division. Check Josh out on Twitch.
Tasty Loot Josh.
And, yeah, as always, thank you for watching, guys. My name's Seth.
I'm Josh.
Till the next episode this week, Have a good week, guys, and take it easy.